Hello, good day. So today we'll be taking us through how to add scores to an already created exam record. So the exam record I'm working with is a cumulative exam record. Cumulative exam record consists of the first term scores, the second term scores, and the third term scores. Right, so I already have a cumulative exam record created already. So I'm going to be using that. The first thing I'll do is to tap the process results, and then I'll select the class. I am working with class 1, so I either search the class or I just scroll. So now I've gotten to class 1 and I've selected the class. Now you can see the cumulative results. This is the exam record that has been created, so I'm going to be adding scores to them. That I'll be adding scores to this exam record now. So what I do is to tap the exam record, and then it takes me to this page where it brings out options. The first option on my list is add and edit exam score, so that's what I'm tapping. So once I tap it, I select the subject I want to add scores for. So I want to add scores for Asusu. Please note that if you do not have, there are two ways of adding scores to a cumulative exam record. The first method is to import first term and second term scores from previous exam record to the new exam record. If you do not have first term and second term scores on the portal, you would have to add the scores manually, which is the second method. The second method is the method of adding scores manually. So I'm going to be doing the first method, that is adding scores, importing the scores from previous exam record, or let me just do the first one, adding scores manually. So as we have here, we have the columns. We have term 1, term 2, test 1, test 2, exam, right? So I'm going to be tapping the first column, and then I'm going to add the scores. You can check the bottom where you see maximum obtainable score is 100. So you cannot exceed 100. You can go below 100 or you can do 100. So test 1. So I've added score for Ordinary Gloria. So I'm going to add 14 at Titus. So now I've added the scores. So the next thing I'll do is to save the scores now and then publish it. Once I do this, it's going to indicate that scores have been added once I go back. So it's going to bring out a tick icon. You can see that we have two subjects here showing these tick icons. It means that scores have been added for these two subjects. Just to be sure, let me open this agricultural science to check it. You can see that there are scores added here. So this is how to add scores manually. So now I'm going to also show us how to add import scores from previous exam records to the cumulative. So I'm going to use another class for this exercise. I'll be using SHS3. So let me go to SHS3 and get the, so this is the cumulative I'm working with, the second exam record on the list, cumulative results. I'm going to be importing from number 13 and number 16. You can see first term number 13, second term number 16. So just to be sure that we are on the same page, I'm going to open this first term exam record to show us that we have scores added to this. So this is Asusu, and these are the scores added, right? So let's go to second term to check it out too. Go to second term, go to Asusu, and then we check it out. From here we can see the scores also. So these basically are the scores for first term and second term. Now we're going to go to the cumulative and then import the scores. Now when we talk about cumulative, like I said earlier, cumulative consists of first term, second term, and third term scores, right? So now I'm going to tap Associable, and from here you can see the columns. We have term 1, term 2, test 1, test 2, exam, right? So let's import. So now I'm going to be importing from term 1. So once I tap the message at the top that says automatically import scores from previous exam records by clicking here, create cumulative exams and import midterm exams with ease. I just tap the message and then it brings out two options for me: import from previous exam records, import from CBT exams. I'm importing from previous exam records, so I tap import from previous exam records. So from here now it brings out the list of exam records for this term. Now I don't want, these are not the exam records I want, so I go to 2024-2025 session. It brings out all the list of exam records. So I am working with first term, this is the number 4, and second term, which is the number 1. I'm importing first from first term to term 1. So when I tap this, it brings out this import scores from 2024-2025 term 1. I click import. It then brings out an option, or brings out options that asks where I want to import this course to. I want to import it to term 1, so I just import. It has imported for Busayo Atetola for term 1. Right, now I go back again and then I import from previous exam record. I import for second term, import. I import to term 2. So it has imported for Busayo Adetola and Joseph Wisdom. If you check this well, you would see that Joseph Wisdom does not have first term, right? You can have students in a class, right? Some of the students started from term 1 and some of the students started from term 2. So they will not have, the student that started from term 1, the student that started from term 2 would not have term 1 exam record on the portal. That is if they joined your school from second term, right? I'm going to show us ways of processing results for them. So now the next thing is to add these other ones